Hello and welcome to this mid-innings analysis of the third ODI between South Africa and India. South Africa have been restricted to 287 by Indian bowlers, despite a brilliant partnership between Quinton de Kock and Rassie van der Dussen. There you have it on the screen, the scorecard. Quinton de Kock, he scored a brilliant century, his 17th century, and he was ably assisted by Rassie van der Dussen. But in the middle overs, the Indian bowlers struck back, and at a time when South Africa were looking great, to score over 300 runs. They've got some quick wickets after 35 overs and then restricted South Africa to below 290. Hello and welcome to the special on News 9. I'm Abhishek Paul and joining me is my colleague Nikhil Narayan. And together we'll both decipher about this innings. Nikhil, 287 all out. At the toss, Temba Bavuma mentioned that something around 300 he thinks would be enough. I think this whole innings can be divided in two parts. One is of course the batting brilliance of de Kock and Rassie van der Dussen, and then how India came back. So your thoughts on the innings?
Yeah, I mean, as you said, the innings can be divided into two parts. 214 for 3 in the 36th over. South Africa's domination till then, courtesy Quinton de Kock and Rassie van der Dussen. After that, in 14 overs, India picked up 7 wickets, 73 runs. So India came back quite handsomely at the death. But overall, I think South Africa has still got enough runs on the board. The average score batting first here, since 210 is around 270. So, South Africa have got more than that, although they would have fancied themselves to get 320. So from that point of view, India have, cut them short by 30 to 35 runs.
Right.
Overall, I think South Africa just has the edge going into the mid-innings break. Abhishek.
Right. Let's start a little bit from the beginning. Of course, Deepak Chahar, he provided a great breakthrough. Taking the wicket of Yaneman Malan last match, he played brilliantly, the youngster, and he scored a half century. Temba Bavuma was run out. Aiden Markram fell cheaply too. Again to Deepak Chahar, he started off brilliantly, Deepak Chahar, but then proved a little bit costly. But then came the 140 plus stand, fourth wicket stand between Rassie van der Dussen and Quinton de Kock. I mean, Quinton de Kock, he today completed 1,000 runs against India, in only 16 innings. I mean, he has now joined Steve Smith in scoring 1,000 runs in so many few innings. Even Steve Smith scored in 16 innings. So, I mean, again, I think this is trend, right? Even in the first ODI, we saw India picking early wickets. South Africa were 3 down, and then there was a 204-run fourth wicket stand between Bavuma and van der Dussen. Today it was van der Dussen and Quinton de Kock for the fourth wicket. So your take on the stand, Nikhil?
Yeah, absolutely. A brilliant stand. This is what is happening with South Africa. They're showing maturity. At least 2 top-order batsmen, Abhishek, in each of these 3 matches have gone on to score big runs and put together a 100-plus partnership. And that is the difference between India and South Africa. Quinton de Kock's numbers against India are absolutely outstanding, as you pointed out. 6 centuries against India in 16 innings. It's a fantastic record, average of 63. Rassie van der Dussen has been the, I can't say the find because he's played for South Africa before, but he's been a revelation in this tournament, in this series, in the Test series and the ODI series, Abhishek. He's the second highest run getter of the series so far with 218 runs. And what stands out for me is the way he counterattacks. His strike rate in the series is 113, which is absolutely brilliant. Again, a match-defining stand between the two. Quinton is a world-class player, amongst the best in the world. We all know that. But Rassie van der Dussen, the rise of Rassie van der Dussen is one of the success stories for South Africa combined in the Test and ODI series. Abhishek.
Yeah, truly. I mean, the van der Dussen, the maturity that he has shown, even South African cricket can really be proud of their performances, against India so far. 287. Now let's come to the Indian bowling, right? I mean, Deepak Chahar, he started brilliantly. He provided two early breakthroughs. In fact, the first 2 wickets that South Africa lost, it was because of Deepak Chahar. But then in the middle overs, somehow, Quinton de Kock and van der Dussen, they looked to take the match away from them till the 35th over. Do you think, despite the likes of Prashid Krishna, he took 3 wickets. Bumrah was also economical, but some I think a little more tight bowling from the likes of Deepak Chahar might have helped boosted India's chances.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with Chahar is that he swings the new ball. He got a bit of swing today, and he does pick up wickets with the new ball. We've seen that in the IPL. He did it consistently for Chennai Super Kings for a few seasons. In fact, he was one of the best power play bowlers in terms of wicket taking in the IPL for a couple of seasons. He's playing after a while, so that explains the 6 wides. Although at this level, that is inexplicable. Overall, not a bad performance from Chahar. Just the economy rate a bit too high. But I don't think that is India's real problem. Again today, they came back well, Abhishek, but Bumrah not picking wickets with the new ball is a big problem for India.
True.
Overall, he's only picked 5 wickets in the 3 matches. His numbers, since 220 since the 2019 World Cup around the decline. His wicket-taking prowess, both in ODIs and Test cricket, has gone down dramatically, and this is a big worry for India. I mean, 3 of his 5 worst performances, in fact 4 of his 5 worst performances series-wise, including this series, have come post 220, and that is worrying for India. Bumrah with the new ball is not getting wickets. Yes, he is restrictive, but that will not do the job for India, Abhishek.
Right. I mean, that's a very good point, right? I mean, that goes on to show how much India is dependent on Jasprit Bumrah. Mind you, India are playing 4 new players. I mean, not new players. I mean, 4 fresh players for this match, and Bumrah was persisted with. It's only because he's the pace spirit, and even in the Test series also, we saw barring that one 5-wicket haul in the 3rd Test, he was not really incisive, not really looked like taking wickets, and India has suffered, and India suffered today too. But for those last 8 wickets, that not last 8 wickets, last 7 wickets that fell after the 36th over. So I think if India has to take one positive from this innings, it might be that finally Indian bowlers have again started picking wickets in the middle overs. They did not loosen their grip even under pressure. So that might be one positive that India could take from this innings.
I mean, yes. I mean, the way they fought back after 36th over, this could easily been 330, 335. So that way, India has come back well. But in the long run, 2023 World Cup coming, India will not be a very successful side if they don't pick wickets in the first 10 overs. Their record in the first 10 overs, Abhishek, is the worst for any team in terms of wicket taking and economy since the 2019 World Cup. It's very, very poor. I think some 12 wickets in 24 matches since the 2019 World Cup in the power play. That is just not good enough. India's, as we've discussed before in our previous preview shows for News 9, that India's ODI record is on the decline since 220. In fact, the win-loss is the worst for any team since 220. And that is a worrying trend for India. They need to, sort out their problems. Hopefully, a consolation win here, Abhishek, will be a balm. But there are major problems which we'll discuss later in the shows to come. Yeah.
Right, and Nikhil, I mean, before we move on, sign off. What do you think should be the approach for India from here on? Right. I mean, their pride is at stake, as you said. Their ODI performance, their win-loss record is the worst among all teams. That's hardly a good sign at a time when the team is in transition. So what should be the way forward for India?
I have said this before also. India need to go on an all-out attack mode in the first 10 overs. Look at the graphic there. The run rate of just 5 in the power play since the 2019 World Cup. When you have talent like Rahul, Rohit, Dhawan, why are you playing? Why does anyone have to play the anchor role? England went on an all-out attack and won the 2019 World Cup. India in this match has to go all out. Get 7 to 8 runs per over in the first 10 overs, 70 to 80. KL Rahul cannot play as an anchor, which makes the job of the middle order easy. India's middle order is in trouble in this series. Virat Kohli is not at his best. There's only Rishabh Pant who's the X factor. So India needs to go all out in the power play, Abhishek. There's no other way. Right.
And as you said, India has the firepower. I think today is a match where they can test this firepower, right? I mean, let's think it as this, right? Not just this series. This is the team in transition. Even when Ravi Shastri came in as the new coach with his all new support staff and team management, he needed some time. He had it easy because he had a couple of, not couple, more than a couple, 3 home series against Sri Lanka, New Zealand, Australia, and then the tough tours of South Africa and the overseas tours came. And this time, Rahul Dravid, he should be given the time, and I think he should handhold India strongly, because with all that is happening, Virat Kohli captaincy issue, whether Rohit Sharma will be the test captain, whether KL Rahul, sort of confusion going on in the team, and this is the time to strongly hold the team and look at the larger picture at the longer term.
Absolutely, Abhishek. I mean, it will take a few series for India to come back. Luckily, the next 2 series are against West Indies and Sri Lanka. India should comfortably win those series. And then, the Rahul Dravid can, lay his process. We have 1.5 years till the World Cup, so we have time. And India has the talent to sort of reverse their fortunes. So I'm not too worried, but steps have to be taken from now.
Right. And my last question, obviously India have lost the series, but they are still fighting on to avoid a clean sweep. India have the firepower, but what's your prediction for the second innings, India's chase?
India's highest chase in South Africa is 270 in Durban in 218. They'll have to create a new record. I'm saying 60-40 South Africa. I hope I'm proven wrong.
Right, 60-40 South Africa, says Nikhil. Will have to wait till the end of the match to see whether Nikhil's prediction is right or not. Thank you, Nikhil, so much for your inputs, and thank you, viewers. Do join us end of the match for more analysis on the series and the match, the third ODI between South Africa and India. India chasing a target of 288. We'll be covering that live. Do log on to news9live.com for the live blog of the match. And thank you for joining. Goodbye, and we'll join you later.